russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros. I love putting people over. I enjoy putting people over. And I'm going to be honest with you. I enjoy much more putting people over than burying people. I really do, bro. I look for opportunities to put people over because I know what it means to them, bro. And I know how important it is to them. And like I said, the no-brainer is it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to put somebody else over, bro. It costs you nothing. And bro, that was always an issue I had with Vince McMahon from day one. Bro, this dude never put anybody over. Anybody over. And I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about the JRs, the Kevin Dunns, the Jim Johnsons, the Pat Pattersons. I can go on and on and on and on with all the valuable people that worked in this company that could not be replaced, bro. I'm talking about from the audio, the video, to camera guys, to people working in the office, to the Bob Collinses of the world, okay? The Ed Cohens of the world. He put nobody over ever, bro. And obviously, publicly, you can't find an interview with Vince McMahon putting anybody over. And he didn't do it privately either, bro. He never put anybody over. And the reason was because that's how he created the mystique of he was the almighty and powerful Oz, bro. He was the only one that had anything to do with the success of the WWE, and that was bullshit, bro. He had so many people, bro, in important roles, bro, busting their ass, man. I'm talking about, and I am not kidding you, bro. I'm talking about 15-hour days, every days. You're on call for the weekend. You're traveling all over the freaking place. This guy never put anybody over. I remember, bro, when I left to go to WCW, there was a company-wide meeting, and he talked about me leaving, and he described me as, being a guy that sold appliances that he gave an opportunity to. That's how Vince McMahon put me over. Okay? Never, bro. Wouldn't put over his own freaking family, man. And I always hated that, bro. You know why I hated it too? Because it worked and a lot of people bought into it. And the notion of the whole thing was bullshit, bro. Man, you even Bruce. I mean, my God, bro, Bruce's contributions to that company. Never. Nobody. It's like nobody worked there but him, bro. It was all nameless, faceless people that worked there but him. And that effing pissed me off. And, bro, I learned from that. I learned from that. After working with Vince, I went out of my way to freaking put people over, bro. Because he never, ever, ever, ever did. You talk about somebody taking the credit for everything. Are you freaking kidding me? You're going to say I'm that guy? Are you nuts? So I got to tell you, man, I was very taken aback when I read this article this morning. Triple H shares gratitude for WWE crew after recent Raw set design. With inclement weather sweeping across the U.S., WWE crews were forced to improvise and redesign the set for Monday's episode of Raw, which emanated from the Simmons Bank Arena in North Little Rock, Arkansas. According to WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque, stage changes were put into motion less than 24 hours before Raw went on the air. In a new post on X, Levesque expressed his gratitude to the WWE crew for their dedication in remodeling the Raw set in the midst of some rough weather conditions. Levesque also issued praise for the talent and staff who made an extra effort to work through various live events over the weekend as well. I can't say enough about the amazing job our talent, crew, and staff did these last few days, Levesque wrote. Through winter storms, blizzards, and incredibly tough travel, they did what needed to be done to put on a show for the WWE Universe, which included completely redesigning the WWE Raw on less than 24-hour notice. They really are the best in the business. To put it simply, I couldn't be more proud or grateful. While WWE typically utilizes a big LED screen and bright light rings for their staging presentation, wrestling fans noticed that this week's episode of Raw featured a smaller setup with darker lighting. These alterations were reportedly put into effect due to the amount of snow that sat atop the roof of the Simmons Bank Arena. As a result, WWE opted to use a lighting truss that was supported by towers positioned on the ground instead of their usual rig that hangs from the ceiling. I got to be honest with you, bro. I watched Raw. I did not notice one single difference, bro. I didn't notice a single difference, which, is a compliment. Because if there was a last-minute makeshift set design and I didn't even notice it, kudos to them. But I got to tell you, bro, man, I've said this all the time. My last conversation with Paul Levesque was 25 years ago. And when I worked with Hunter, he was a stand-up guy. He really was, bro. He was a nice guy. He was a humble guy. I got hot at him once because I remember he didn't want to do a job to D'Lo, and that kind of pissed me off. So I got hot at Hunter once. But the Hunter I worked with while I was there was a stand-up guy, bro. He was a really good guy, was a stand-up guy. And this was great. This was great. I mean, for Hunter to take the time out of his busy schedule and put out a tweet putting over his entire crew, I mean, I can tell you, man, that is going to mean the absolute world to them. And like I said, bro, this is something Vince never, ever, 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 ever did in front of the camera or behind the camera. I do talk about, I want to cover all the bases here. I do talk about, bro, when I was writing the show and we really started to take off, Vince slipped me a very big check in an envelope in an elevator. I always talk about that. And that was Vince's way of saying thank you. But I am talking about like publicly acknowledging that there is an entire team here. Publicly acknowledging that I could not do this on my own. And again, bro, I'm not talking about me. I mean, the one name that really stands out to me is Kevin Dunn. And, like I said, bro, right behind him, the Pattersons and the JRs and the Pritchards and Jim Johnson and Richie Curtis, bro, who was like the special effects guy and, on and on and on. Like this was a machine, with so many moving parts. And Vince just would never put anybody over. I don't know if his father taught him this. I don't know where he got this philosophy from. But that's what convinced everybody of what a genius Vince McMahon was. No, bro, he wasn't a genius. He surrounded himself with geniuses. That was the genius. That was the genius. I'm going to surround myself with geniuses, bro, and I'm going to make everybody believe it's just me. That's the genius. That's what he did. And I always, to this day, thought it was absolute bullshit. absolute bullshit, bro. So that's why when I see something like this from Hunter, it's cool, bro. It's really, really cool. Kudos to you, bro. Kudos to the crew and all those people that work really, really hard over there, because it is, without a shadow of a doubt, the team effort.